Hey you guys, welcome back to Angela's Angel. I'm sorry, Angela's Angel. I keep wanting to say Angel Angela, but welcome to my new channel. If you guys have not subscribed, go ahead and subscribe. Basically, I wanted to come on here and talk to you guys real quick, so I'm making a quick video. It's kind of ghetto. I'm in my car. I'm just gonna, speak from the heart, I guess. And I wanted to talk about how narcissists want you to get into their program. Every narcissist has a program depending on their lifestyle, how they were raised, what they've seen, what they're trying to imitate, who they feel like they are. A lot of narcissists, you think they're playing stupid with you, but they know what they are, who they are, and they've made a choice. Sometimes the choice was made for them, right? Just like a lot of narcissists made choices for us. Sometimes their choices were made for them. Sometimes they made those choices. Sometimes they weren't aware of the choices that they made. Sometimes they were portraying a certain character, and then they had to live with the consequences of being that character that they wanted to emulate. So, this could be someone who they could have been raised in a healthy family, or they might have not had the perfect family, or maybe their parents, like everyone else, sometimes you struggle, you go through the ups and downs. Sometimes people have to file bankruptcy. Sometimes, you know what I'm saying? But they'll find any situation to give themselves a sob story and then become someone that they're not. And they make situations worse for themselves, or they want the easy way out. So they get into, groups, and they mimic what they feel like they can achieve very fast, especially if they come across supply that is going to get with their program, whatever they've created. They're dreamers, right? They're in this delusional world most of the time, and they don't care about being in the delusional world, because to them it's almost like a surviving instinct, where it's like, I have to become delusional to achieve success, to achieve what I want. So they'll become really delusional when they get the perfect supply. This is why when they get with supply, it's not so much about them caring about you. It's not so much about them wanting to give you game, right? Because a lot of them, they'll play you, and they'll tell you, you'll feel some type of, like when you learn from narcissist abuse, and then you feel like you learned a lot out of those situations. The narcissist feels like they had to put you through that trauma for you to gain that type of knowledge. They feel like they couldn't give you the game. They couldn't just nicely tell you, hey, don't do this. Maybe you should watch out for this. Sometimes it's even your own family. They don't want to give you certain tools because you're not doing certain things, and they make situations worse for you, and you almost feel like they were trying to sabotage you in some type of way. So you realize, why didn't they just fucking tell me, right? Or even if I didn't understand the equation between me and the narcissist, why couldn't they tell me something or gave me something to help me understand? And sometimes you also understand that when you're trying to help other people, no matter how much information on narcissists that you give them, they won't leave the narcissist alone. So you realize that you cannot do nothing to wake people up sometimes, because you couldn't wake up. So the narcissist feels like you're never going to wake up until you experience trauma, until you experience loss, because they know all about that. They feel like no matter what you tell them, it doesn't, your losses weren't as important as theirs, because if it was, you would be affected by it to the point where you wouldn't just trust them. So to them, it's like you haven't went through enough trauma, because you're still trusting of people. You still have hope. You still have empathy. I have none. I have none for people, and by good reason, because most people are about themselves. Even when you're nice to them, they'll start, feeling like because you're nice to them, they could treat you a certain way, and you might feel like other people don't fucking treat me like this because I'm not overly nice with them. So you're not appreciating me, and you don't know that other people, they would have appreciated the knowledge and the game that I'm giving you. They would have appreciated. So this is why the narcissist always has this, oh, I treat others better because they're on my level. They know I'm a narcissist, basically. They're my flying monkeys. They're gonna be there for me even when I'm wrong, because I'll be there for them when they're wrong. And we'll do bad shit together. Most narcissists, you better believe, when they're in groups, when they're around people, most of the time those people are narcissists themselves. You would think they'll be around people who are empaths, but you'll see that the people who are empaths, who are their friends, those people, they'll treat so badly that those people will just discard themselves in the friendship, and they'll just continue, doing the devil's work or whatnot. So they basically want to bring you into their world, part of it, into their program. And like I said, every narcissist has a different type of program. Some of them feel like, I'm gonna keep you down here. You deserve to be down here. Bottom feeders, right? Then you got those that feel like they can con their way into any society, into any culture, into any group. And those are a lot of times the more malignant ones, because those want to give you the impression of them being something that they're not, where, a lower grade narcissist would just, it's like, it's clear as daylight, what you're getting. They still are delusional, but they're okay in their delusion. They're okay being at the bottom. They're okay with that. They actually feel like, I'm gonna make the most of it, because sometimes they don't even believe in themselves. It's a supply that makes them have confidence, and it gives them fuel. This is why some of them will be, don't have anything going for themselves, probably still living with their parents, but yet they have different women in the same city. And they got women fighting over them, and they're having children with different women. It's a whole bunch of weird stuff going on, basically. And that's their way of entertainment, because it's like they lost hope over themselves. So that becomes their entertainment. That becomes their world. And no matter what their world is, you gotta get with the program. So a lot of times they will deceive you and make it seem like they're trying to get out of that world, but they don't stop doing the shit to make them get out of that world. They're not willing to put the work. They want people to put the work for them. They want their friends to invest in them. They want, their relationships to invest in them, to give them energy, to give them supply. And even no matter how much you give them, they still won't get it right. And when they think they got it right, you see that it's not what it seems like, and then they come back because they haven't mastered their program. They're all over the place. They're someone who, they feel like being unpredictable is better. They're like, oh, being unpredictable is better for me. But then they become so unpredictable to where they're always lying, always doing weird shit, that they can't even get with basic needs, programming themselves to do basic things. They get all that energy, all that fuel from you. So when you meet them, they want you to get with their program, but they're trying to elevate. If you're dealing with a bottom feeder, they're trying to elevate So they feel like they have all the tools, but they've been talking about it. They ain't put no work in. They just been talking about it. And they'll even say, oh, people don't respect me. I got knowledge, but people don't respect me because I just don't got money like them, or whatever it is, but I got the game down packed. And they'll tell you their dreams, their ambitions, and you'll actually believe in them, right? But when you say what you want to do in your dreams, they shut your shit down quick. And then you don't even go end up pulling through with it, right? I remember I had a friend that, you know, she was healing from narcissist abuse, and then her mind was just like, she was so ambitious. I want to do this. I want to do that. I want to do this. And it kind of reminded me of the narcissist, right? So even empaths can do this when they're healing, is that they can also become very delusional, because that's how the narcissist is. They're bringing you into their world. So you start doing shit that they're doing, that they've been doing. And now you're basically starting off with some traits, and you need someone to really talk to you and give you real game, because you might think you know everything, and then you might become like the narcissist, where you can't take accountability and you think you know everything about narcissism, and you don't think you need any help. You don't think you need guidance from other people. You don't think you need to talk to anybody. You know, so you tell yourself, oh, I'm not going to tell anybody my dreams, right? I'm gonna keep that in because people are going to shut me down, right? But then you're not as motivated. You lose that motivation. You're trying to heal. You're going back to the past. You're going in circles, and you lose that. And then you'll see other people going through the same thing, where they'll have this fantasy of what life is going to be like when leaving the narcissist, because you're basically on survival mode, because you almost can't believe what you just went through, and you're just in a hurry to reprogram yourself. That's why some people, you know, they go crazy and go get tattoos, they cut their hair, they just chop their whole head off, you know, because they want to have a new identity, because they realize someone stole their identity. Someone that didn't have an identity stole your identity, and this person who took that from you, they created an identity and stuck to it. They stuck to that program, and they believe that that's who they are, and they feel like you'll never change them, and they feel like, hey, at least I got to tell you my story. The narcissist, like, they get a satisfaction of the fact that they told you their story, that you know everything about them, because that motivates them to do the things that they did with you, with other people, and you know, and move on with their life. That gives them fuel when you're away, when you're gone. Because they compete with you behind your back, because they know you're going to make plans and you're not going to go through with it, because they've seen themselves go through that for a very long time. They were going through that for a very long time, and then when they got with you, they wanted you to get with their program. But in order for you to get with their program, which you probably wouldn't have agreed on, whatever their program is, you're most likely not going to agree with their program. So what they try to do is they try to get with your program, and then they try to mix it up with theirs to make it seem like they're your equal. And then they redo the contract with you in the midst of an argument, and they tell you what they're really about. And a lot of times you won't agree with it. Sometimes you're 1 foot in, 1 foot out. You don't like the way you're being treated, so you pull away. You feel like if this person really cares, they'll be back. What you don't know is that part of the narcissist program is to always bother people, to always come back to the scene of the crime. They don't have no shame showing up at your door. They don't have no shame showing up at your family's house, because it's all fun and jokes, and it's all a game. They actually rejoice in that. It actually makes them feel very good. So, you know, they feel like they're basically invading your world slowly, like a disease, and it's just spreading. And they're wanting you to get with their program, because once you get with their program, even when they're gone, you're going to be living off that program. At least that's how the narcissist views it. So when you come across other narcissists that you don't even fucking know, they're in their mind, they have a program. They all got different programs, and in their program they can spot out all the other narcissists, and they feel like it's more of them. It's almost like battle of the sexes. They feel like it's more of them. They feel like they could overpower you. They feel like they can scare you. They feel like you shouldn't have a voice. They feel like you're dumb and they're smart. They're going by a certain program, certain codes, certain rules in the street, you know. So there's rules everywhere. They're living by certain rules, a certain program. So this person can be this person could be someone from the streets, and then when they come across you, they're gonna be talking to you like you're from the streets. They're gonna want you to get with their program, and you're like, I'm not a fighter, I don't fight. Or why are you talking to me like that? Or, you know, or they'll start demanding things from you because you're interrupting their program. Most of the time you can ignore narcissists because you're on your own program, and your program is avoiding them. But there's gonna be situations where you don't have, you can't avoid them. They're going to try to bribe you, buy you, you know, sell you out, you know, all those things, all the above. You know, or you'll remind them of their ex, or you'll remind them of their parent, or you'll remind them of someone, their family, or they think because you're from the same group, or you're from the same race or the same religion, you know, they can talk to you a certain way. You know, certain religions feel some type of way about women, so when they run across women, they treat all women the same way they treat, you know, their wives that they have full control over. They feel like, you know, if they have full control over those people, they can do it over you too. So you're going to see it in people's demeanor when you're not getting with their program. Whatever their program is, if you interrupt it with the slightest thing, meaning that if they're used to getting something out of others and you're not giving it to them, they're gonna try to cross you. So I'm sending you guys lots of love, light, peace. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and I'll talk to you guys on the next one. Bye.